This video is sponsored by Heroes of History. Running and gunning with an Odin, bouncing up and down with a Judge, swinging corners in the blink of an eye. None of this should be possible in a tactical shooter, but it is! Nongshim Red Force embarrassed NA's Golden Children in front of the world 10-2. This beatdown was so incredibly brutal that it's caused endless controversy throughout the entire Valorant scene. Yo! Should Neon be nerfed? Removed? And if so, is Temet's nearest McDonald's hiring? Now, hold on. Neon has been in this game for a while at this point. Why is she a problem all of a sudden? Well, we've seen One Tricks dominate Tier 1 before, but this time, someone's mastered the only duelist that shatters every rule of a tactical shooter. Listen, if Riot doesn't nerf Neon, I'm going to play a different game. One that requires thinking, strategy, and cool heroes. Maybe Heroes of History. This is a 4X strategy genre game where you build, expand, and slowly take over the world. Now in Heroes of History, you're constructing a city while collecting badass historical heroes, like Einstein, Hercules, and so many more. My favorite part is you can participate either competitively or in cooperative gameplay. But there is no better feeling than ripping your favorite heroes out of antimatter items. Purple. Orange? Oh! Wait a minute! Wait. Oh, let's go, Albert Einstein. Let us go. Woo! From March 11th through April 28th, jump into the Ancient Egypt event where you'll meet Cleopatra and defend the timeline while being able to get King Tut for free. There's other limited heroes to collect, but you're going to need resources. So click my link in the description, scan the QR code, and use my promo code Teets for extra welcome bonuses. And thank you Heroes of History for sponsoring this video. I am so glad that we're finally talking about Dammy. 9 months ago, I broke down a game against Zeta Division where he was shotgun only, and it was insane. But because they weren't Envy, it didn't get any views. Now this guy isn't your typical Neon one trick. Dammy takes her kit and pushes it to the absolute extreme. His movement makes it feel like he has plot armor. Dammy's been abusing this agent so hard that he's ignited endless debates throughout the entire Valorant world revolving around the question of whether or not Riot needs to nerf this agent. Do they? Personally, I don't think so. The reason why Neon's so potent right now is because most Sentinels suck. Now, I've mentioned this in past videos about a dozen times now, but patch 11.08 ruined a lot of agents. More specifically, Cypher. Because this blue-haired freak is normally charging ahead of the pack and has to slide across the ground to make space. But now, with a nerfed highlight, these things are just slaps on her wrist. Maybe G2 could play Vice or Sage? I mean, that's an option, and those agents would slow her down or cut her off from the rest of her team. They are in the middle of Master Santiago. Making changes to your game plans now would be insane, especially because this team strives in coordination. But it's not that easy. Imagine you're G2's coach or IGL, and you have these lengthy, well-thought-out playbooks that your team has been spending months building. Are you really just going to add a Sentinel and throw those away? And it's not like G2 only have to change their corrode comp, because Dammy plays Neon on 6 of the 7 maps in rotation. These guys would have to rewrite everything they have in 3 days! And now, on the other hand, G2 are some of the best pros in existence. Maybe they should be able to make an adjustment like this on the fly. It's pissed around, and G2 are already unveiling another counter to Neon that I've kept hidden from you guys. Shotguns. I'll explain why later with a better example, but in their 1-2-2, these guys are anchoring A with their Poison Orb, this couple's fighting mid, and Jog's ready to stall on B with his suppressing undercut. And now this A setup better be good, because Nongshim are grouped as 5 to slam them. The barriers drop, but the offense aren't fast. RB smokes mid, and they all silently swing A main. G2 are jumping and jiggling for info, but the attackers are ready to go.
Catches off G2. This guy has been a miracle for Nongshim. And Leaf looking to match him at his own sort of game. Well, he's found one. It's Francis to fall, but Damby right back to business.
How is Leaf supposed to hit this? His Poison Orb was meant to stall long enough for G2 to rotate and stack A, but Damby stopped, waited for his team, and skipped through. Valen managed to make it out after tanking this Paranoia, which, by the way, is kind of cool. Nongshim near deep and not close. The count is even. Xross plants while Damby tries to get info or bait out some util. But G2 have already smoked elbow and sent out a flash. Damby gets a mouthful of feathers and has to back down. But Nongshim need more room. So after trading a Seize for a Saturate, Xross plows through Cat to clear their flank. That's good for now, but look at Damby. With his half armor still intact, he's picked up Leaf Shorty and is ready to blast holes into G2. G2's stomachs. He knows that because the spike is in this position, the defense won't be able to just stick the defuse. They have to swing the offense.
X-Ross, got to win out this fight, and he absolutely does.
Yeah, okay, that's a lovely shot. Good pop flash. Dambi, though, gonna go down 3. Not gone down at all! I thought he was dead there! But with 32 HP, he succeeds, and there's the level. We know he can hit.
G2 are forced to save, and they stacked A.
In place, only Leaf with a slight investment. So for Nongshim, this is a great start, right? If it was a confidence conversation, this will certainly help, as now Dambi wants to go farming.
I thought Dambi was 100% about to swing, but because he used his speed, he was able to find out early that G2 had left. The stack then decided to quickly reposition in the mid after just showing themselves on A.
Towards elbow here. Nongshim still trying to piece together exactly what's going on here, but RB will be rewarded for his patience.
Finally, Nongshim decided to end B shortly after and not give G2 time to go stack there next. But it's not like the defense don't have a win condition. Leaf has a bandit.
Nongshim looking to progress right on through to B site.
Yeah, and it's a matter in my mind of,
matter in my mind of damage here for Leaf.
Yeah, if Leaf can do any more, I'll be quite impressed. Dambi, I mean, this guy is dead, is what he is.
Yeah.
If you think that was troll, please believe me when I say that things are about to get 100 times worse. It's G2's first full buy, but BBB's opted for a judge over a rifle. And it's smart. The shotguns in this game should be able to stuff Nan in the choke point as she entries for her team, and then the rest of her squad won't feel safe going. Especially with the judge's fire rate, you should be good for 2 against the Neon comp. But unfortunately, we won't see it here because Nongshim are slamming B again into G2's 3. Now, despite how much I've been hyping Dambi up, it's not like Nongshim are just running it down. Like, when the round starts here, the offense shift walk up and are actually suspicious of G2's utility. They hear Valorant Star get placed around this corner, and Leaf's wall can be annoying to play around. But after a couple Jugo peeks, the offense's worries are washed away. They scale up, but G2 need info. So Trent sends out a bird, and it goes, Nongshim are coming!
And here, confirmation will come through off the flash. We'll draw Leaf back a little closer.
Dambi, well,
what?
I mean, this guy is going to be in your face the whole time, but Leaf...
Look closer, and this entry was way more thought out than you think. While his teammates bombarded backside, Dambi bounced in and out of his fast lane to check close and prevent himself from being pre-fired from anyone swinging into his wall. But once he got to elbow, he didn't just swing in, he jump spotted, saw Valen, who probably started pre-aiming close to catch Dambi if he did it again, but then Dambi slid out wide and snatched his ankles. And now Leaf and Trent were able to survive Nongshim's execute, and I don't think the offense know.
Has been able to catch the players behind him. They focused on that CT side, so Leaf was able to catch and punish as they tried to flood through. Still going, drops to 3rd.
The site belongs to Nongshim, and the last 2 remaining G2 players are on their way from mid. But Nongshim don't know that. Without a Sentinel, the defense could be coming from 4 different choke points. So since Dambi kinda cleared spot already, and has picked up a Phantom, he elects to fight Market next.
With Baby Bay on that judge, it's going to be brutal trying to build it back through towards the site, but it allows for a trade. Jorgamo going to land it, Dambi's gone down, and Ivy wanted on the site, 2 big kills for himself, makes it a 3rd, eyeing up for Jor, going to be walking this, he's been spotted, shield now gone. Ivy's got the corner to play with and the time on his side. Jor does not care, doesn't give a damn, but how costly was that?
Ivy trying to get...
If you don't believe me when I say that the judge is a decent way to counter Neon, then explain G2's buy. Both Leaf and Baby Bay are opting for this thing when they can both afford rifles. Now, yeah, Nongshim did do a lot of damage on their bonus, so G2's buy was going to be scuffed regardless. Nongshim are leaning towards A in their 1-1-3, while G2 plan on Leaf anchoring B with his pit, while the rest of his team tries to get theirs with their close-range weapons. The round begins with Leaf immediately ulting, followed up by the offense, Prowler, and Smoke for mid. Back on A, Nongshim have probably scaled with their toxic screen. I'm assuming because we don't have a proper replay system. And Ivy has decided to walk up mid after the map being quiet for a while. With how fast Nongshim have been slamming sites, G2 have been conditioned to play far back to prevent being run over. But that's led to them giving up a lot of space. RB smokes to left, and his team moves up, but Trent responds by activating Trailblazer to re-clear mid. Ivy hears this, peeks, puts Old Yeller down, and backs off suspecting the defense might be grouping to pounce on him. But because RB's teleported and then nearsighted elbow for Dambi to start dancing, the defense are headed that way. But Nongshim, we're never going A! Instead, Francis sends out a gate crash towards spawn while the rest of his team groups up.
Here, gonna be checked on and spotted first, Francis. teed up for success there. I think Jogamo may just not
That first blood has convinced Leaf to drop his pit and leave. Danby's Neon is so stupid broken that he has single-handedly convinced G2 that Nongshim are going to do nothing besides run it down. And that conditioning has led to an open B. But from A, G2's calling that Euro was the only one there, so Leaf pivot backs to B solo while Francis continues to apply pressure on A. This judge needs to go big.
You see, to pressure towards Leaf on this judging will be identified very early on.
Yeah, but he's still Leaf. He's still standing. He does go down. I thought he was on for the second.
Yeah.
The judge's rapid fire rate should be able to punish this poor spacing that Neon speed naturally creates. And Leaf almost had two. Xross's one shot. And now taking Danby out in a 1-for-1 trade is usually pretty worth it. RB tosses the spike to Xross and teleports into heaven. Without B-main, market, spawn, or any bitches, the offense need to keep pushing and claim more space. And as G2 are rotating over, Ivy moves into elbow to set up a crossfire.
He's got support on that CT crunch, that crossfire on the contact. Should be in play. It's perfect. Nongshim in very much the driving seat here as BabyBay's opportunities are very slim.
Going to catch the last player. Low HP Xross. Only real feasible target that BabyBay had with the judge at that sort of range, so we'll give it up.
4 rounds in, and G2 are tilted. Watch their buys all the way up until the barriers drop, and it doesn't make sense. Jogamo and BabyBay are full buying, Leaf and Trent are forcing, while Valen saves? Maybe G2 have some sort of game plan where some people can force all the time because they're just going to buy shotguns later on. But Danby is living rent-free in G2's heads. This round, Nongshim are back to slamming B, while G2 are aimed at mid in their 1-3-1. The buy phase ends, and Leaf tears through this wall, forcing Nongshim to hesitate. But Leaf can't stick around too long or Danby's going to get him. Over in mid, G2 have gathered enough intel that the offense aren't going mid despite RB's late smoke. So Valen shifts on the site and prepares to face Nongshim's blue-haired meth head.
Tight, yeah! Blue, yellow, pink! Whatever, man, just keep bringing me that.
They are going a bit more aggressive down middle to try and take space, but Nongshim are direct in approach. Not really too fussed about feeling out the purchase when you got Danby doing this, taking space and taking names, and looking to follow up is Trent on the other side, yet to even really get
in every B hit so far, Danby has been pathing towards elbow, so this time he swapped it up and slid on Valen backside. But if you look closely, G2 managed to snakebite and gravity well the entrance, separating Danby from the rest of his squad. But the defense can't flood in either. Trent's only got a sheriff, and this is waiting on the other side of this market smoke. The attacker is finally funneling, Trent wastes a flash, and Leaf hears RB's teleport. Maybe he went heaven again. While Leaf checks, Xross starts to plant, and Ivy places his poison orb for market. Danby's waiting for that to bloom before turning his attention elsewhere. That'll stall one side, while he fights the other. And that's elbow behind Xross's Prowler.
Really seem that threatening, as now they try and...
Hi! I'm pissed!
Already looking to react towards that CT side. Danby again going to drop another body, find another player to punish as Jogamo the one to try and save the day. Danby doesn't give a damn. This guy is just roaming the site and just taking body after body left in his wake. And Trent's barely moved in this. He sent for the dog, he's done what he could, but Danby is where the story ends. It's more for him.
By the way, I react to ridiculous matches like these all the time live on stream. Holy shit! He just went, yeah! Did you see that? He was like, ah! And then usually, like, this is like your new car that you just washed, and this is Jing. Right on your head. So if you want to join me for some Paper X watch parties or study how I handle the circus at Riot Calls Ranked, check out my Twitch stream. I go live almost every day and would love to talk to you. Link in the description. The G2 were forced to save again, but they discovered another one of Neon's weaknesses. Dog allergies. The offense decided to push deep into mid, while Xross pressured B, and RB Smoke created question marks on A. Because Nongshim have shown default into the wings before, Trent and his loyal companion wanted to claim mid for G2.
You get a connection on the other side of it.
It's
Trent
what you
now
hate
got to be
to
so careful, but does shut down Danby.
Kind of caught up there, stunned up, not in what he wanted to be doing.
From there, Jogamo grabbed an attacker with his ult, got his, and BabyBay hit a nice shot in mid, but then Francis took down Leaf. G2 were up 3-2 until Nongshim took so long to take sight that Jogamo looked behind him to check for a spawn push, but then he got hit from behind. And now with BabyBay picking up an upgrade in mid and Valen gone on a round-the-world flank, the defense were prepared to retake through 2 different chokes. That means Nongshim needed info, X-Ross Prowler spawn, and nothing! So he ulted B main and only found one, meaning that the other had to be mid.
Really good piece of timing on it too. It keeps them able to focus a little bit towards mid, eye up CT side. They know there's another player trying to work off this. They've got the drop on Baby Bay here. Francis on a bit of a deeper corner, but it's red. Oh! That is mad!
Nongshim's nice shooting has brought us to another full buy for both teams and another attempt at countering this insane Neon. Leaf spotted Odin in hopes that by spraying her down mid-exec, she won't be able to run around wherever she wants so fast.
Anticipated.
Yeah, I'm
the
quite
lost
surprised.
bonus taken effect.
Yeah, and Leaf.
Well, that didn't work. Oh, Jogamo, your turn!
Oh, doesn't even get a look in. This guy is the real deal here, Dumby. Don't you dare take him off the Neon again. Let this guy run rampage. 3 kills. I've never seen the Odin move so fast.
Okay, maybe I was wrong about Iso's undercut because that thing didn't do shit. And Damby forced his way through Valon's gravity well. And now the weird part is, why is Damby dropping his 20 bullet Phantom for an Odin on Neon? That has to be tilting, but G2 aren't out of it yet. Baby Bay and Valon are rotating through spawn, and if these two find a kill, they'll have a good chance at finally finding a win. But Damby's holding spawn from a solid off angle. The Odin should mow them down.
Walking into what feels like, well, it could have been their death,
Oh, yeah.
but a
Felt
new
like an
lease of life
inevitability.
here. A little bit of time to play with, but not a great deal, and Francis on the case. That was what was missing from that map 1. We didn't see him be that like next layer. This Baby Bay just trying to make his way out of the smoke ain't gonna even matter. This is Nongshim all day long.
G2 keep getting knocked into saves, and this one might be the ugliest. But it's also a great demonstration to show off another strength of Neon. Her speed completely ruins utility timings. A molly that might stop a normal execute could be too late to stop a crackhead Neon.
Goes all right. It is a little bit more reinforced with that Bucky and Stinger, but not by much. And Dumby's fear, just it doesn't exist. The guy is so willing to go forward, and he just feels like it doesn't matter.
Look at the
who's
utility
waiting.
he's following as well.
It's beautiful.
How are you supposed to find a kill in these executes? The first Prowler acts as a meat shield, Relay Bolt for close, Paranoia for deep, plus another Prowler that you're probably getting ready to shoot, and then Damby sliding at you. That left 2 Sheriffs and a Bucky in an impossible 3 versus 5. The pistols eventually got gunned down, but then Leaf got thrown into a
This
salad.
would be a miracle if Leaf even gets a chance.
Even at this point,
Oh
the
my
damage
God.
doesn't mean...
Every time Nongshim have hit a site, Damby's usually flying it up the gut. He never really goes through mid. Wanting to catch G2 by surprise, Nongshim are splitting A, and Damby's about to commit elder abuse.
In some situations on map 1,
And look at this.
yeah,
Look at this tempo. The Paranoia already sent in. I don't think that affected Baby Bay, but now let's see where the layers are. Anything else to help him out in this one? Baby Bay's going for it. Tries to go back in. Tries to offset it. Damby just sees it as a red flag to a ball, and he is still hunting them down. Just set to succeed.
Now, the Saturate and then Double Dash might not have gotten Baby Bay a kill on Damby, but it has bought time for the rest of G2 to flank through mid. As soon as the round started, RB blinded Damby up cat, jumped across, and spotted Baby Bay. While they were on the move, Damby followed Baby Bay's teleport and used his speed to find Trent before running him down with his refresh. Refresh slide from his overdrive. But Valon and Leaf have found trades. Can they win without Jogamo?
The difference maker is Valon. It's Leaf finally coming back through. Finally fighting back.
that's what it takes.
What's crazy about Leaf's last 2 kills is that he should have been blinded. But because flashes don't work if you're covered by a smoke while it's blooming, his vision was completely fine. That has to be a glitch, right? You guys tell me what you think in the comments while the next title card rolls. All right, Nongshim are back to B. But I mean, I wish G2 would give the Odin another chance. I don't think going for wall bangs is the move, but instead trying to time your spam for when Damby tries to come out. Instead, the defense are going to try their best. The attackers move fast from the buy phase behind a Prowler, and Damby's sprinting close behind. But before Nongshim even have a chance of making it into sight, Valon pre-activates his gravity well, and Leaf layers on his snake bite. This stall allows Valon to come over and form a 3-stack, but he's still worried about Ivy's toxic screen.
This one they have done well at. Sure is waiting towards that CT side, but they're still filtering out. This doesn't really deny the scale up that Nongshim like to do. And look at RB's position.
Okay, I take back what I said about Iso's undercut. It completely stopped Damby, but it didn't stop RB from teleporting.
Does it get checked on by Jaw? It doesn't matter again. This is...
Danby recognized that his omen was smoked off in heaven, and he didn't want to just, swing. So Danby ran it down into elbow to distract Giacomo and allow RB to peek safely. And now Nongshim have all of sight and spawn. Most of G2 are formed to retake through market, but Ivy isn't letting that happen. He moves up and clogs so much of sight. But what's worse, walking into this or Danby's judge? The defense have to go through spawn or they'll all decay and die.
Judge in hand, controlling this space.
Oh!
He's going to get both.
How is he? How is he still standing? He got to go back for seconds. He doesn't know when he's dead. And Nongshim are there alongside him this time. France is ready to be that 1-2 punch. But this man is simply electric. At 17-7, he is a highlight player as Baby Bay can't make it happen now. Nongshim are looking just different.
Believe it or not, but that push wasn't as brain dead as it looked. Danby's plan was to try and disrupt the defense's retake. So he waited for the first sign of G2 getting ready, which would be Valen Star. I mean, he also would be in his astral form, so it'd be a good time to push. And I think it's safe to say that these guys did not see that coming.
I got this. I got this.
But after that round, Danby decided to take a break, and it was Francis' turn to do something stupid.
There's the challenge. Are you up for the fight? Leaf is trying to be right, slipping in towards this pit here. Waiting for a pixel. Francis! How do you win that?
Show me his POV of that.
Then, long story short, the defense rotated to B, but Nongshim ended A. Danby's been running down G2 so hard that the possibility of Nongshim rotating doesn't exist.
He's not even got the benefit of the near sight there.
Now, we're on the final round of the half, and I think G2's new goal is to have their ISO in the right spot so he can suppress Danby, and he can't have his way with the rest of G2. They're guessing that the offense are going A, and they're 2-1-2. But, I mean, an Astro Star, Viper, and Waylay could slow down a push, I'd imagine, but whatever. Nongshim are going A, but Danby is getting silly. Because at the final seconds of the buy phase, you see him toss his rifle off the map and buys an Odin on Neon! The round starts, and the defense hear Danby move an inch, so Giacomo blows his undercut, and Valen gets into his nebula. They've stopped the attackers, but I mean, come on, Nongshim aren't stupid.
Just sounds atrocious, doesn't it? Valen checked on, dealt with, they feel it out, they read the game! They're reading everything G2 want to do! And Jaw going to be checked on, teed up to be absolutely deleted!
Doesn't matter the gun.
Dude, what is this? Is this the upper semis of Master Santiago? Or a fucking comp game?
Okay.
He's smurfing on G2! I don't know. Ivy did good to use the noise his teammates were making to find a lure kill, and Giacomo just couldn't beat back Danby and his Prowler. And now Baby Bay and Leaf are left with an impossible retake ahead of them, featuring Danby and his Odin.
Different, man.
It is something special to witness, but Baby Bay trying to put up a fight here. Dumby. Dumby. Oh! He doesn't stop! And Leaf's position starts to feel readable. And he is the hunter here, doing it for sheer fun of the game! Dumby coming alive!
And now this wasn't the first time I've broken down Danby. This man went judge only against Zeta Division months ago, and it was just as stupid, if not worse, than what you just watched here. Just watch this video on screen.